And then timer.
Yeah, I was gonna. You can start.
Okay, my speech today is about why I think that non-citizens should be allowed to run for president. I believe that anyone, whether you're an immigrant from another country or even if you live here, should be allowed to run for president. Why should you be told not to run for president just because you don't live somewhere? You could run a country just as good. I believe that anyone of any race, whether where they're born or like if they have different ideas than someone who is born here, I think they should be allowed to run for president regardless. I'm not born in the US, I'm actually born in India. And it's been my dream since I was a kid to run for president. But I can't do that just because I was born in a different country. And even if you get a citizenship, you're still not allowed to do it. Why do you only get the right to run for president just because you're born here? I've asked myself this question so many times, and I've pondered about it basically every single day. And I've come up with a possible reason. And I think that's because people who are born in America, well, people sometimes think that, hey, you're representing your country if you run for president and you're born here. And let's say you're born somewhere else, like if you're born in, let's say our neighbor is Canada, well, then you can't run for president here just because, well, let's say you're from another country, you might not have the same ideas as people here, and you might not be used to the same rules. So it might like make people think like, oh, they're not born here. How are they going to rule our country? We have different rules. We have different like ideas, and someone from another country is not going to make the cut. So that stereotype has made the law that says people shouldn't be allowed to run for president if they're not a citizen. Here's some reasons I think that that law should actually be ended, basically. I think that anyone should be allowed to run whether they're born in Canada or US. Because just because someone's not born here doesn't mean they can't run the country as well. They can maybe even do a better job because they have more experience with other countries living there. And maybe the other countries have a good law that they would like to enforce in the US to make our country a better place. It's, I think, maybe even easier for people to run a country if they're not born in the US because they know how it's like to be in a different country. They could use that set of laws, they could find ideas from that country. Why do they have to be taken away the ability to run for president just because they're not born in the US? That's why I think you should be allowed to be a president regardless of where you're from.
Okay. Can I time 30 seconds?
Yes, that's exactly what I was going to say. So 30 seconds to put your feedback in.